Welcome back to the e-commerce Badassery podcast. I'm your host, Jessica Chichillo-Coster. There were two big announcements this week that is going to affect a lot of you. And so I thought this bonus episode was the quickest and easiest way to get the word out and clear up any confusion. First up, if you're a Klaviyo user, you may have received a notification earlier this week or heard through the grapevine that they are changing their pricing structure. But if you got the notification and asked your other e-commerce friends about it, it's possible they had no idea what you were talking about. And now there's definitely confusion on the internet about it, so I'm here to clear that up. First thing, there was a bit of a fail on Klaviyo's part, which they have already acknowledged. It's okay, Klaviyo, I still love you. That they told their customers before they told their partners. So I was reading the email for the first time when people had already started reaching out to me. Secondly, the change is only affecting about 4,500-ish of their customers. And if you weren't affected, you didn't get the notification. So that explains why your biz bestie may not have had any clue what you were talking about. So yes, it's true. Klaviyo is changing their pricing structure, and they are ultimately removing the unlimited sends feature from the lower plans. You will now have 10x the number of subscribers available for email sends. So if you have 5,000 subscribers, you will be able to send 50,000 emails per month. So about 10 emails per subscriber per month. Why are they doing this? Well, the main reason is to put all of their customers on the same pricing structure. They've had different structures over the years, trying to make it easier for small businesses to get started on their platform. And some plans, if you were under a certain number of subscribers, came with unlimited sends, but as you got up higher in the tiers, you did have a max. But the results of that was different customers on different pricing models, which they didn't really think was fair. Secondly, they want to encourage better email sending habits. If you're more limited on the number of sends you have, instead of blasting emails to an unengaged list, you'll be more inclined to keep up with the health of your list and focus on those who are truly engaged with your content. And I know it feels a little bit big brother-y, like, why are you doing this to tell me how many emails I can send? But remember that many of you are on shared IP addresses through their platform. And so when they are holding everyone accountable on the platform for their sending behavior, it helps you as well. Third is that, frankly, there were some users who were just abusing the tiers and getting away with being on smaller plans when they technically should have upgraded already. Always someone ruining it for the rest of us. So here's the deal. Yes, pricing is changing, but many people have already been on these pricing plans and they still see awesome ROI, and so will you. If you need more sends, all you need to do is upgrade to the next tier. And then lastly, I want you to remember that with every SaaS product, software as a service, comes a lot of tech support, innovation, feature releases. Let's make sure we're doing our part to support the platform so they can keep churning out new features that help us grow our e-commerce businesses. I know it's stressful when platforms change things. Most of us don't like change, but it's still the best platform out there for e-commerce businesses. And as long as you're rocking out your email marketing program, you're still going to make more money than you put in. The next announcement was that Google Analytics is retiring Universal Analytics in July of 2023. Now, Google released GA4 over a year ago, so we knew this was coming eventually. And lucky for us, they're giving us a lot of notice, thank goodness. Many people have already been using GA4 as it was the default for any new accounts once it was released, but that wasn't the case for Shopify users. Shopify's built-in Google Analytics integration does not support GA4. And unless you're on Shopify Plus, you don't have access to your checkout pages to install the code, which means GA4 can't see when someone makes a purchase on your website. So if GA4 can't see conversions, it's not really worth using. Because of that, it made a lot more sense to stick with Universal Analytics so you can get the full picture of what's happening on your site. And yes, there are some hacks out there for how to install GA4 for Shopify, but then you have to do these other things inside of GA4 to make sure your data doesn't get messed up, and I'm just not a fan of that. But come July 2023, we'll no longer be able to access Universal Analytics. So now what? Well, I did reach out to Shopify, and while they couldn't give me an ETA on when GA4 support would be available, they did confirm it is on their roadmap. And I'm sure they already knew about this before I contacted them, and I'm pretty confident that, if necessary, they'll move up the development on their part. So, what does that mean for you? Well, first, continue to use Universal Analytics to analyze your business. Yes, it is still worth it to grab the Google Analytics crash course I created because you still have Universal Analytics until July 2023. And while the interface of GA4 is different and some of the reports and things are different, and I will absolutely have to update the Google Analytics crash course, it will still be very helpful to start learning the lingo and understanding what your reports mean now. So when it comes time to learn GA4, you're not starting from total scratch. Stay tuned for more details about all of this. I will share them as soon as I have them. The short story is, don't freak out. We've got time. I'm going to get you all the resources I can to make the transition as smooth as possible. If you still have questions about any of this, come find me in the eCommerce Badassery Facebook group. Happy to support you there. I hope this was helpful and calmed your nerves a bit. Thanks for spending your time with me, and I'll see you on the flip side, friend.